9 things in life introverts genuinely enjoy. According to psychology, the introverted individual is built differently than the extrovert in certain fundamental ways. There are activities and pursuits which are golden to the introvert, but which would be tiresome and boring for most extroverts. Psychology provides valuable insights into the much-loved pastimes of introverts, which we can all learn from. If you're an introvert, this article is here to affirm and encourage your unique and powerful personality. If you're not an introvert, this article is here to remind you and clarify the types of things that introverts value most. Let's dive in. 1. They enjoy solitude. The introvert doesn't fear being alone. In fact, he or she seeks out solitude and time to engage in introspection and be by themselves. This time in solitude is both refreshing and clarifying for the introvert who recharges from the busy world outside. As Psychology Today notes, first and foremost, introverts seek out and enjoy opportunities for reflection and solitude. They think better by themselves. 2. They love profound conversations. The introvert loves deep conversations, whether they're about emotions, life, or love, whereas the extrovert tends to be more comfortable with chit-chat and small talk, or fun and generalized conversations. The introvert quickly drifts away from surface-level interactions. They tend to seek connection just as much as extroverts, but on a deeper and more profound level. As psychology writer Ryan Jenkins, CSP, points out, introverts enjoyed connecting with others as much as extroverts did. What tends to vary is their expectations. Introverts who expect not to enjoy a conversation will choose not to engage. 3. They're inclined to people watching. Another activity which many introverts like to engage in is people watching. As psychology writer James Oliver explains, by observing the different ways people interact with each other and the world around them, you gain insights into the vast range of human emotions and experiences. The introvert sometimes enjoys just sitting on a park bench and watching the grand tapestry of life go by. The behavior, styles, and situations of other people around them are a source of endless fascination, some humor, and philosophical pondering. 4. They love being out in nature. Introverts often love being alone, out in nature. They find that the brooks, trees, and hills speak a language which their soul understands. This is one of the many environments where an introvert quietly recharges their emotional and physical batteries. Being out in the great outdoors helps them find a certain inner peace and solace. Recharge your energy, possibly through solitary activities that replenish your mind and body. Those could include walking, reading, listening to music, or even speaking with a confidant, advises mental health writer Nancy Ankowitz. 5. They enjoy reading and writing. Clearly, not every introvert enjoys reading and writing, but broadly speaking, it is certainly popular among this segment of the population. Reading a book and becoming lost or engrossed in its worlds, ideas, and history is something that extroverts tend to be less drawn toward. But for the introvert, these kinds of solitary activities are pure gold, a chance to reflect on what really moves them and on what they relate to most. This is particularly true of things like journaling, where the introvert engages in an introspection with their inner thoughts and feelings by putting them on the written page. As Abdurrahman Ardo notes, as an introvert, it can be difficult to open up to others, which is why journaling is the perfect coping mechanism. They love getting in touch with their creative side. Extroverts and introverts can both have very creative natures, but for introverts, this tends to be especially true. They love exploring big ideas and imaginative concepts about the way things could be, whether this means writing a novel or painting a new work using multiple mediums at the same time. They're picturing it and then making it happen. Time alone doesn't only mean time resting. As psychology writer Ryan Jenkins, CSP, writes, they pursue deep relationships and friendships. Introverts are less inclined to groups and large social gatherings. On the friendship and romance side, they are drawn to investing much longer amounts of time and energy in deep and complex connections. They would rather have a deep but sometimes difficult relationship than an easy but fairly surface level relationship. They would rather have 2 or 3 friends who really get them thinking and feeling profoundly than a crowd of 15 or 20 friends who they mostly only know through activities or on the surface level. As Zucker points out, for those who have social anxiety and are also introverted, I've worked with them to separate the two concerns and address how they can honor their temperament while dealing with their anxiety. 8. They love to explore inner journeys and spiritual paths. The introvert loves to explore spiritual paths and self-development at their own pace, while they may be drawn to organized religion or may be put off by its group aspect. They like to find the truth of eternal teachings. They love to discuss deep ideas and concepts with other people and to hear about the formative experiences and transformations of other people. For the introvert, spiritual discovery is just part of who they are and comes as naturally as the air they breathe. They are always on a path and always reflecting and changing. They enjoy the freedom to be themselves. The introvert doesn't seek out group participation and belonging in the way that an extrovert tends to do. They value the freedom to be themselves and explore their path in life without the benefits or drawbacks of group involvement. A good marker for every introvert when deciding whether to attend a social event or occasion is to think about how going or not going will impact them down the road. Is it something they truly wish to do? As psychologist Bonnie Zucker, PhD, explains, regardless whether you have an introverted temperament, social anxiety, or both, if you are confronted with an upcoming social situation, there is one question you could ask yourself after this event has passed. Would my future self have wanted me to go to this event or not?